on innocent citizens, they can't come out and say it. Well, right now we're experimenting and we're kind of cutting corners. We're kind of but we're getting ahead of the pack. We're completely breaking the rules and murdering a bunch of innocent people and torturing them their whole lives, but we're getting ahead in the science. He could not, he couldn't say that. So y'all can hear me getting pissed off right now. So I want to go a little bit further into this clip, and then I have one last one. And I think I'll go to 45 minutes. I hope y'all can hear this. I've got to get some speakers just do screen sharing. But I can barely survive sometimes. Moderating a call and trying to put out videos. They're very sporadic, and also trying to help my family because they're going through a lot of really big hardships that are due directly to this. I'm very worried that my dad, after my 33rd birthday, the day after they started hitting him, and he got a brain aneurysm and almost died, and I feel like after that they continued with the research on my father. He's the same man to me, but it's creating, I guess I don't want to go into all my personal problems. I really just want to present this video. But I may make a video on some of that because this stuff is deadly and evil, and no matter what people's justifications are for advancing some kind of neuroscience or whatever kind of bullshit, it can be done in ethical ways. What this guy is saying is right. What's happening, the reality of how they're using these weapons is wrong, is evil. Now this guy, what he's saying sounds great to me. It's like, this is the way it should be done. We should be asking ourselves ethical questions. This is an important technology. What's really happening in our world is a lot worse and a lot more evil. And I wish that people like him would speak out and help us if he did know. But let me go on with this, guys.
But like any race, the morbidity and mortality going at this speed, with this level of integrity, with this level of momentum, is real. So to be able to handle the super speedway, one of the things that we've suggested is this. Something we've called on-ramp. Get it? Speedway? On-ramp. There you go. It's the operational neurotechnology risk assessment management process or paradigm. And what it really does is it embraces, I think, an older idea that had been advocated initially by Brzezinski, essentially 1970, 1972. I won't bore you with the quote, you can read it yourself. But essentially the issue here was the idea that the modification and manipulation through biochemical manipulation of the brain was seen as real in 1970 and has now been realized.
Okay, I want to read that to y'all real quick. I'm just not sure that the sound is very good on this. Please go watch Brain Science from Bench to Battlefield with Dr. James Giordano. It's called Brain Science from Bench to Battlefield, The Realities and Risks of Neuroweapons, CGSR seminar. I do want to read this quote. He's quoting Zbigniew Brzezinski. I'll give you this quote, and then I want to give you another quote by Zbigniew Brzezinski. Speaking of a future at most only decades away, an experimenter in intelligence control asserted, I foresee a time when we shall have the means, and therefore inevitably the temptation to manipulate the behavior and intellectual functioning of all the people through environmental and biochemical manipulation of the brain. So this was in his book, Between Two Ages, America's Role in the Technotronic Era, 1970. Now, another quote by Zbigniew Brzezinski was, it's easier to kill, It's easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. So, this guy, I don't know if he reveres Zbigniew Brzezinski, but the man was evil. And he saw he saw the world as a giant chessboard, and he didn't see people as very important. He saw us as pawns, in a game. So, kind of getting off track with, I just really, Zbigniew Brzezinski was a very evil man. Okay, sorry, got off track there, but I do want to go through this last clip.
To develop these contingencies and exigencies. And in developing these things, it's essentially a 4-step process. Looking at the technical rectitude, the right way correct ways, using them in ways that are real, understanding the capabilities and limitations. What are the situational variables that are germane to their use? Could they be used this way or not? Yeah, I could say I want to neuro-image people, left, right, and middle, but am I going to get everybody in the scanner? No, I'm not. So how am I really going to use these things? Evaluation, ultimately a revision of these ethical concepts to guide use and framework for establishing and executing ethical engagement. Very important to do. These last two steps are work in progress. What we've called for in this approach is something called tasker. Groups of individuals can be assembled to look at the problem who are task agile, scientifically knowledgeable, and ethically responsible. Because what we're trying to do is balance the relative goods of neuroscientific and technological advancement with the relative burdens, risks, and harms of potential areas of dual use that could be employed and how those then affect national security and defense. We've called for a series of questions called W framing questions.
Okay, guys. You know, I'm coming up. Oh, I just want to make this 45 minutes, but that's a good picture. And he talks about, you know, opening a can of worms with neuro weapons and neurotechnology, which is super ironic because the can of worms has already been open and a bunch of innocent people, including me, you know, are being experimented on and tortured, killed, you know, their brains destroyed, you know, being driven. You know, I haven't been driven completely insane, but, you know, 24-hour-a-day voice to skull, which is some of it's automated, and then people are, you know, putting in, you know, manually injecting things. Also, like, I mean, y'all can tell, like, I hope I haven't made y'all dizzy, because my arms are shaking. I've been hit so hard lately, and just like, I mean, the defenses are working and stuff like that. They help a good percentage, especially Dave Case's CD, the counter frequencies, you know, kind of breaking up that neural oh, I forgot the name of it, the biofeedback loop basically of these electromagnetic frequencies. But you know, so I am getting a good percentage, you know, blocking, but still so long being tortured from this, and then having, you know, I really need to help my family and things like that, so it's compounding the stress. And then I wake up in the morning and it feels like my head has just been beaten in with a hammer, but it's really like the inside, the electrical activity of my brain has been messed with so bad. My nervous system, you know, pain signals to my back, to my upper neck, to my head, you know, to my groin area all the time. You know, no matter what time of day it is, this is going on 24 hours a day. So sorry about the shaky hands, but this is incredible how he talks. It's incredible information that's right out there. So we need to look at that, and also people who are not directly targeted by this technology. Please watch this. Realize that when he says some of these things, I think he is deceiving. He's deceiving because I think he understands how far along these neuro weapons are and how advanced the neurotechnology is, and that they are being used on people to control and everything like that. To talk like this, there has to be human subjects. And so, yeah, I'm not really trying to prove anything, but I'm just, you know, because I feel like this is what I feel like now, guys. I feel like you know, and I'm kind of rambling and babbling. That's an effect of your brain being tortured for so long, your nervous system being tortured for so long. So excuse me with that. But I think of it like this now. You know, because of the China consulate, the Cuban embassy attack, so many targeted individuals talking out, targeted justice, you know, billboards going up from Freedom for Targeted Individuals and Ella Free, the work that Techno Crime Fighters Forum has done. Those are just, you know, the centerpiece of you know, what I can remember right now, but so many things I can't even keep track of. Even though the mainstream media has not picked this up, I really think that the majority of the population who has heard about this or that does hear about it does know that it's happening. They do know that it's happening. They're like, I think people are being targeted by, you know, this weird stuff is going on. I think that people understand. But what happens is they say, well, now, you know, what do I do about it? You know, they're like, well, I can't do anything about it, so, okay, well, it's happening. You know, I think that's where we are now, with more of a majority of people understanding that this is happening. but then questioning what they can do about it. That's a big question for people going through it. Like me and other target individuals, we're trying to figure out, how do we stop this? It's on such a massive scale with these, third-party corporations, the DoD, the CIA, the DIA, all these agencies kind of playing a role in this stuff. And then you layer on surveillance technology and gang stalking or community policing, whatever you want to call it, it's evil. But you layer all those things in and people are like, wow, that's a massive, massive thing happening to people, a genocide, torture of the whole population. And they say, well, I'm one little person, what do? We need to start acting, we need to start getting this information out. If you're a non-TI that cares about this, contact Targeted Justice or Freedom for Target Individuals, or Dr. Horton and Romola D and Karen Stewart and Millicent Black at Techno Crime Fighters Forum, and ask them what you can do. Also, maybe if you're a non-TI that does use YouTube a lot and you're interested in the subject, please make some videos about it. If you once did not believe that this was happening, but then have been seeing evidence lately that it is happening, please put out information and say, I didn't believe this was going on, but then I saw this and it changed my mind. Like I saw maybe this information that I'm presenting now, or other information, or you saw Dr. Horton, or you saw Ella Free's videos, or you saw the billboards and you said, well, this really is happening. Please push that information out to the public. Because I did hear a recent, I think there was like a poll done, and I think now the majority of people do get their news from social media and alternative media rather than the mainstream media. So there's a lot of hope here, guys. There's a lot of hope. Other survivors of this. Right now, I'm just doing terrible, and I want to be honest with y'all. I don't feel like my brain doesn't work the same way that it did, before the targeting. And it's been pretty devastating because I need to do a lot of things for my family and I want to get on with my life. But we're going to keep fighting this, guys. Please check out Techno Crime Fighters Forum. Please check out Dr. Horton's channel, Romola D's channel. Just awesome detective work. This is, one of the more important things that I've seen, during my whole time as a targeted individual. And definitely in 2018, there's been a lot of very big, very important stuff out there. This video and this information is super important to us targeted individuals. We need to push it out to the public and show them that, these things. And if you listen to a targeted individual, you listen to the effects that they're describing, mood manipulation, visual manipulation, inner voice manipulation, sound, because he's talking about, sounds translated into pulses and pulses translated into sound, microwave, heating up of the head, it matches what he's talking about in neuroweapons. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I might do some more videos. I'm gonna check out all of his other stuff. Dr. James Giordano, Giordano. I'm going to check out some of his other videos. He has one that's called Neuroethics is Meta-Ethics, Avoiding the Icarus Folly, Neuroethics, Moral Issues from Synapse to Society, Predictive Neurotechnology. So that's like predicting human behavior. That's why, that's a centerpiece, like the most integral part of why there's so much money in this, and that there, the powers that be in agencies and other, parties are sacrificing humans' lives. They feel like there's a lot of power and a lot of control with this technology. And I would have to agree with them, being, my life being destroyed, my brain being, so tortured and mutilated that, I feel like a completely different person, after some of this. But all right, guys, there's a lot of hope out there. I just wanted to present y'all with this brain science from bench to battlefield. Please go and check this out. Great work. Yes, man, I'm saying things over and over and over again.